I was built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on the gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna end.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name. Check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on
This
display.
is war with the enemy. Think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me. I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quite so thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic, with this logic you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic.
Built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas. No, never stop competing, yeah. I've been doing this, I'm on it. I just wanna be iconic. Sipping on a gin and tonic, got me going off when I'm on this topic, yeah. If I ever play, I want it. You know that I'm always honest. Stay away from those who are toxic. Keep 'em out your face, no way, you don't want it, yeah.
Don't try to drain my energy. The enemy is everything. It's mentally, unhealthily spreading like a rare disease, but I won't let it get to me. I don't need your therapy. I can leave a legacy of leading by intensity. Come on, we can fight this. Freedom is priceless. Spread just like a virus. Living in a crisis. Do you feel courageous? Do you seek greatness? Trust me.
Yo, guys, what is up? What is up? What is up? Welcome to the Pick and Roll Podcast, episode number 8. I'm here with my guys, Nikki Stees, and my co-host, NYG Jeffy T85. How you guys doing?
Doing good. How are you guys doing today on this Wednesday?
We're doing good. The Sixers are on like a 3 to 4 game win streak. Thursday we got the Trailblazers. It's looking good for us right now. We're in the third seed.
It is a beautiful day today, so I got some fresh air, and I recorded my earlier stream outside.
I saw that. Yeah.
It's actually a nice 50-degree type day today in the middle of January, which is very rare you're going to get something like that. So you might as well enjoy the beautiful weather outside while you got it.
Yo, what up, Daniel? What up, Alexander? Congrats to your Cowboys beating the Buccaneers. Congrats. Oh, you're okay, Juice. You missed Zion. It's okay. It's all right.
Okay, Juice.
Them Nets. Haha.
Aaron Judge, why aren't you in spring training, Mr. Aaron Judge? You just got paid a lot of money. What are you doing here in the chat? You got to get ready for spring training, my friend. Stop having the Astros own you all the time.
Damn. But, guys, we're actually live on Let's Talk Sports Network, so this is the first episode of the Pick and Roll Podcast that we're live over there as well. The links are in the description, so please go over there, give them a sub. Great group of people over there. A lot of our people from our network are actually working with them as well, so it's kind of like a little partnership in a way. But to get started off, I don't know if you guys heard of this, but Rui Hachimura is actually rumored to be traded or looking to get traded. How do you guys feel about that? Sam's actually tweeted it, so I'm going to pull that up right now. How do you guys feel about that?
I think it's well overdue. They've been trying to develop this kid for the past couple of years. He really hasn't fit into the full potential that the Washington Wizards were hoping he would be when they first drafted him. So I'm not surprised they're looking to potentially explore a trade for him. Maybe that means they maybe want to hang on to Kyle Kuzma because Hachimura could have played on the position. So,
You're breaking up again.
I mean, probably might want to try to convince Kyle Kuzma to – oh, my apologies. You go ahead and go to Nikki first. I'm going to go over to another position.
You're good. You're good. All right, Nikki, how do you feel about Rui Hachimura perhaps getting traded?
Well, this isn't really much of a surprise. As far as the rumors itself, I'm not really too big on rumors because, some of them do end up being true. There's a lot of them that are just out there. So, but if it does happen, I'm not going to be surprised. But time will tell if it actually ends up happening or not. So,
Now, if it does happen, Nikki, because honestly, I think he should. Because he's actually a good role player on a championship caliber team. That's how I feel about him. And Washington sucks. Let's keep it a buck. They're not as good as everyone thought. Well, Washington fans thought they would be. So, where do you think he could get traded to? That's actually my
it's a
question.
tough trade to pull off because if you're trading into a team that's looking for a piece, well, then again, really, it's not, because if you're looking to trade into a team that gets a piece, all they have to do is maybe give up a draft pick or maybe a bench player in return, and you got a deal set there.
Future Clipper? Aaron Judge says future Clipper? I mean, they do have some role pieces they can, give them some valuable pieces they could give Washington. How do you feel about that, Jeff?
What about the Celtics?
Okay, that's another one.
Celtics are looking for more depth. They're trying to go on another run. They're right now the best team in the East by a good margin. So they're probably just looking at more depth pieces on that basketball team right now to get ready for another aim at the NBA championship. So I could see maybe they're taking a chance on a young guy like Hachimura and throw him out there as a depth piece on that team for the 2023 playoffs.
Yeah, I don't want him to go to the Celtics. Honestly,
No.
I don't know why you even brought that up, but it's a good fit. It really is. I can't be mad. Miami Heat, that's another one.
Could
They're
be.
I mean, hey, Miami Heat are down in the dumps right now. They need something. Miami needs something.
I don't know if I'd go down the dumps, but they are struggling and they need help. That definitely is true.
Utah's another one. I mean, hey, Utah is tanking. So I don't know if they want to give up their draft picks, though. Honestly, if I was Utah after all that they got rid of, or they got because of Rudy Gobert. So
There's a rumor that they might be
want
interested in John Collins.
Yeah, but
Utah
try to
might?
rebuild if you're the Jazz, because you see the Pelicans rebuild now starting to pay off for them.
Yeah.
The AD trade.
I mean, there are rumors going around that John Collins might be a trade rumor to the Utah Jazz.
That was actually the next topic I was going to bring up. John Collins, Utah.
Well,
I kind of want him.
Selfish. I want him with my team. We badly need a player like John Collins. Yeah, but you don't really need him as much because you have guys that can play that forward position. We don't. We have nobody. We have no real caliber player that can go down there and play the forward position as well as he has. Durant's a 3. TJ Warren's a 3.
He can play stretch 4. I've seen it.
He can play it, but it's not ideal. You want a guy that can go out there and start, that can be a consistent stretch 4, and that's exactly what a John Collins could be for the Nets. That way, Claxton can concentrate more on the defensive end of the court, and not just be an offensive player, which they're trying to do.
Okay.
I'm feeling that I know who Aaron Judge is. I think Aaron Judge might be somebody that it rhymes with Ball Mighty.
That could be something after what happened last night. He got. Oh my God, that was funny. Oh, Monday, did you see Cody Rhodes' announcement? I did. Jordan, I did. He's going to be in the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be in the Royal Rumble. We kind of saw it coming. But, hey, this is a basketball podcast, but that is very good news to hear about Cody Rhodes going to the Rumble. So, yeah, but John Collins, isn't his contract, big? Doesn't he have, a large contract?
Not really. It's a pretty decent sized contract. It's like $125, $130 million of past, the next 2 or 3 years. What's up, Halftime?
What up, Halftime? I mean, there's people from the Sixers community that said that they would trade Tobias Harris for John Collins straight up. The contracts match. They match. I don't know if I would do it now because how well Tobias Harris has been playing. So, hey, if Collins gets traded, could you see him going to the Celtics? I hate saying that, but can you say the Celtics in a way?
Who would they have to give up? Who would they have to give up?
Probably Brogdon. Somebody like
no, it's gonna have to be somebody more significant than Brogdon.
No,
It's
because
gonna have to be somebody
the
more
Hornets are on
significant than
such a
Brogdon.
roll. They're on such a roll. Why do they need to give up some of those guys?
To make it better, so it's solidified. I mean, hey, the East is competitive. It is. The Sixers moved up to the 3 seed. If Boston somehow slips up, I don't know. I can see it. And with the trade deadline coming up,
Yeah, but
yeah.
the East is only competitive amongst a handful of teams. Let's face
One
it. It's not like the East is like
They don't really
loaded.
need him though. That's the thing.
They don't.
Yeah. All they really need to do is add some, like, a depth piece or something. They don't need to go out there and just like dismantle their team. They just need to add some more pieces on their depth, and they should be good to go. Keep the core guys you
could
got.
get that. I mean, you could possibly get that through free agency or a G League call up.
G League call up.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Yeah, look, Jordan
Yeah.
Poole.
Yeah.
Jordan Poole is
I
a
mean-
G League call up, and look what he did with the Golden State Warriors.
I mean, hey, it
You'd be
happens, but
surprised.
not like that. Not like that at all. But yeah, if John Collins just traded the Hawks. Hey, Butterfly, how's it going, bro? Thank you for popping in, man. Thank you for popping in. Always a loyal supporter. I really
What's
appreciate
the
you,
Hawks
man.
right now in the East?
Huh?
What's the Hawks standing on the Eastern Conference?
Let me look. Is Blake here? Because I know he's gonna get mad at me and start trolling me on Twitter. So
No, Juice, I
on.
didn't. I didn't get pizza.
Oh boy.
oh, okay.
No, Juice was asking me,
Good.
did I get pizza? No, Juice, I didn't get the pizza. I just ate something else.
The Hawks right now, they're ninth. They're ninth.
See,
Their record is
the playing
22
games
and
make it difficult for anybody to.
They're at 500.
What's going on, Arku? The
What
playing
up,
games
man?
make it hard for teams to really think they're out of it. That's the problem. Those playing games make teams believe they could still be involved in some type of playoffs, so it's going to make it teams more hesitant to get rid of pieces. So, what's up, Sleeping Angels?
Yeah, what
Sorry,
up,
Juice.
Angels? Appreciate it. But yeah, if the Hawks actually do trade John Collins, that's gonna take a big hit. Honestly, that's gonna take a big hit. I don't want them to trade. I don't want them to trade him. I don't. I want to see them like maybe after the season. We'll see how it goes. But maybe because his contract is winding up
Sleeping
soon.
Angel.
Winding up. Sleeping
Yeah,
Angels.
but doesn't
Yep.
he want out? Or I think I heard he wants to be out. He wants out, though.
Oh, okay. Okay. I think I did
I
hear
think he
about
wants
that.
out of Atlanta. Yeah, he wants out of Atlanta. I think Kuzma wants out of Washington, which makes their two names very intriguing going into the trade deadline.
Okay. Yeah. That is something. I mean, Nikki, how do you feel? Do you think he wants out?
Who again?
John Collins?
It
John
seems
Collins.
like it seems like it's one of those situations that's going to happen inevitably.
Yeah.
I think if that's the case, just do it while you have the opportunity to get it over with.
I heard Mike Collins might
I
go
mean, he
to the
was
Clippers.
rumored to be traded all of last year.
Oh, yeah.
Might. I mean, John Collins has been rumored to want to be traded from Atlanta for a while. There have been trade rumors about him for at least a year, and they decided to hang on to him for this offseason. Even remember in the offseason, a lot of people were hearing about John Collins pretty much being traded from the Hawks, and then they end up keeping him and try to go with the core of Collins, Capella, Murray, and Trae Young going into this year. And so far, it hasn't worked. So, it makes sense.
Mike Conley to the Clippers. I mean,
PJ Tucker's not been good for you guys this year at all. It's not been good.
don't even get
Mike
me
Conley,
started.
I guess he's a veteran player. Yeah, that contract has not worked out for you guys at all. I thought that was going to be a good deal, but that has really backfired.
So did
this
I.
year.
So did I. I thought it was. I thought he'll be that tough guy, grabbing everything like he was with the Rockets.
got
But
old.
boy, was I wrong.
Yeah, he got old.
Yeah, I think he does want out. How much is his contract? I would take Terry Rose. I want Rozier in Dallas. Hey, I want Rozier on the Sixers. Actually, no, I don't anymore. Maxi's been moved to the bench.
Why would they do that?
Spark off the bench. The guy scored
So
like
wait, who's in
24.
your starting lineup? Is it your starting lineup's what? Harris, Harden, Embiid, Milton, and Melton?
It's Embiid, Harris, DeAnthony Melton, James Harden, and who else am I forgetting?
Shake Milton?
Am I forgetting someone, Nikki?
Is it Shake Milton?
I don't think it's safe. Hold on. Joel Embiid. No, wait. Crap, who am I forgetting?
Is it House?
No, it's definitely not House. Hold on. Damn, I'm really drawing a blank here.
I figured it'd be
Oh.
Shake Milton. He's been in your starting lineup before. If it wasn't Maxey.
Yeah, hold on. Gotta go this way.
Yeah, it's true, Danny.
What?
No, I'm just reading the comments. He says Clippers could have kept SGA, but they got PG-13 instead.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was Tucker.
Oh, PJ Tucker. That's right. I forgot.
It's Tucker.
If
He's
LeBron
that bad, I
passes-
forgot. If LeBron
Yeah,
we're
PJ
actually going
Tucker's
to
not
talk
been
about
good.
this. We're actually going to talk about this in a little bit. So, yeah.
I mean, I don't care. He's still not the GOAT to me. He's still not the GOAT to me when it comes to all-time greats. He's not.
Oh, he's
I
not
don't
either.
care if he has the number ones. I don't care if he has number one numbers at all. Remember, LeBron has played way more years than MJ. So
And Kareem,
you know,
too.
MJ played a lot. Yeah.
Right.
Kareem, too.
Oh, Kareem. He said Kareem, not MJ.
Is LeBron paid? Yeah.
For that.
LeBron's going to pass Kareem.
Yep, we know
Yeah.
that.
It's going to happen.
Mm.
Not if,
Yeah.
but when.
What's up, caveman?
What up, Gabe Man? Eagles or Giants this weekend? Get it. But,
Yes, sir.
yeah. Go for it, Jeff.
No, I was saying just saying it less. Yes, sir. But I'm very intrigued to see what's going to happen with this trade deadline. That's what really is going to be interesting. And Randy, when he pops on, he's still the most intriguing team out of everybody in terms of this trade deadline. I think the Raptors, and we talked about this last week on the show, Raptors are really that big wild card because they got so many big players that could be they could sell off at the trade deadline, whether it's Van Vliet, Siakam, Anunoby, any of these guys, Trent Harris. So we'll see. The Raptors are the wild card.
Yeah, I mean, they got so much to offer, too. They got so much to freaking offer.
Yeah,
It's insane.
because they can't keep
It really
everybody.
is.
Somebody's got to go.
Yeah. OKC will stay
Arku, I
put.
like your team a lot. I like your team a lot. Oh, here comes Randy.
Here he
I like your
is.
team a lot, Arku.
Yeah,
They-
Randy,
they-
what's good?
they kicked our ass. Randall!
Oh, okay. He needs 5 minutes to get
Ran-
ready.
Okay. No, I like Arku's team a lot. They have some good young players.
All right, I'm joking.
Yeah.
SGA is really good. Dort played really well. Giddey is very good. Isaiah Joe. I mean, they got a lot of young talent on the team. That's even before Chet is coming back in yet. Imagine when they get Chet back.
Because he's salty. LeBron is salty and has to go everything his way. Because remember when Westbrook choked against us? LeBron just ran back to the locker room. Didn't even shake
Right.
anyone's hand. He was done. He was out.
Yeah, he certainly has a habit of just running away.
Josh Giddey has been playing well. He's been tremendous.
Yeah.
Is Chet Chettington supposed to be back on schedule for you guys next year, or is he?
Yeah.
So he's
Chet
gonna be back
Holmgren.
by next year, or Chet Holmgren. That's what I meant. Chet Holmgren.
He's going to be back by the start of the year.
Okay, I didn't
Sorry,
know how
next
long
year.
his rehab was. When he gets back, that's a big addition for your offense too. That's
Of
fine,
course.
Juice.
Okay. Yo, what up, Coach?
Hey,
We got
coach.
LeBron James in the chat.
Hmm.
Trade me to the Thunder. No. No. No, the Thunder would not be stupid enough to trade their entire young organization to for you. No. They're not the Lakers.
Yeah, yeah. So there was actually something I actually saw on Twitter, and it's actually kind of interesting. No, LeBron is not going to New Orleans. Stop it. Oh, okay, Almighty.
There he is.
Yeah. You're gonna say, "Oh, you had a bedtime. Oh, you had to get off and all that shit." Believe me, I know that. So, I found this on Twitter today. If the season were to end today, and you pick one, who will win MVP out of these three?
I'd pick Luka because he's the one doing most of the work. He's making a difference for the Mavs. Because you're truly going by the most valuable player. Luka holds the most value for the Mavs so far this season. Because he's pretty much carrying the team by himself.
Yeah,
Well, I agree. I'm going with Jokic.
I knew
Jokic has been so good for that Nuggets team, and because he's like that, just that type of center that can do so much for that team. While he's not great on defense, he's that triple threat where he could rebound, shoot, and he could pass better than any other big man in the NBA. Utterly disgusted with you, Mr. Almighty.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
going with Jeff on this one. I'm taking Jokic as well, just because you look at their record. Obviously, they're 31-13. Jokic ain't on that team. Is that record still going to be the same? Now, of course, I see where Nikki's coming from with Luka, but Luka needs so much more for that team to do well, other than just Luka. Where that team on the Nuggets, that ball runs through Jokic. So,
Yep. I mean,
You guys
for
want to
me,
consider Tatum at all? Tatum's been terrific too, and that Boston
He's
team has been
been
dominant
great.
in the East.
he's been great, but look at that team he has.
That's true. But
I
he
mean,
is
look at
far
that
and away
team.
the best player right now with Jalen Brown. Jalen Brown's out right now, so Tatum's had to carry
I
the team
know.
since.
I have him on my fantasy team. 6. Coach made a
You
coach.
can't. Now Zion Williamson is in the chat, and he says, "I'm the MVP." No, you're not, because you can't stay healthy. And I would have said Kevin Durant too, but he can't stay healthy as well. Oh, by the way, Randy, Gary Trent Jr. scored 20 points. How about that?
told you.
See? He did it. Remember we
Not
said
only
that
that, but
last
he's
stream
also-
that would get
Not only that, but he's also third in the league in steals. He's third in the league in steals. OG's number 1. He's third.
Oh man,
Okay.
OG Anunoby is so good. I saw a little chippiness he got into. Was it against the Bucks? I think.
Yeah.
Him and
Yeah,
OG
last night.
Anunoby and Brooke Lopez.
Yeah, there's fantasy basketball. I'm undefeated. Yeah, there's fantasy basketball.
That's Zion. That's not nice. Don't say
All right,
that.
I'm timing you out for that. Timing you out for that
Trade.
one.
Trade for OG Anunoby. What are you willing to give the Raptors? Huh? What are you
Booker-
willing to
Yes,
give the Raptors then?
Booker's still hurt.
Yes, Booker's out.
Booker's
Yeah,
out.
this is why I don't even follow some of y'all trade suggestions, because some of them are just unrealistic and mind-boggling.
I'm gonna
Right?
ask Randy right here. I'm gonna ask Randy. Randy, say the Knicks came up to you and they said they wanted OG Anunoby. Well, what would you tell them? Like, what would you say you want?
Well, I'd probably want something. Fuck that. I don't want no Fournier. Fuck that. Evan Fournier will fucking come to the Raptors and then we cut him probably right away. No, for real though, I'd probably, because I don't see us probably holding on to Fred VanVleet, so I'd want probably some kind of guard in return, like a point guard of some sorts, and then either like some picks or something like that. But I would need a point guard in return because I feel like Fred VanVleet's gone.
Now,
So
would you
ask
go
for
after? Would you go after like a Mike Conley?
No, too old.
No,
Cool.
I got one. What about a guy? If you want to trade with the Knicks, what about players like Emmanuel Quickly or Quentin Grimes or Miles McBride? Some of those
Ooh,
younger
fuck
players
that.
on the Knicks.
I would like me a Quentin Grimes, definitely. That kid, I've been watching him. Yeah,
Oh, by the way,
he's playing
this
good.
is juice.
He's good.
It's
Yeah.
juice.
Yeah.
Yes, juice.
Also, what about RJ Barrett? He's a Toronto native. Would you be willing to do an OG for RJ Barrett swap?
You know, we touched on this. We touched on this a little bit last week when Almighty made the Gary Chad Jr. is in the chat. When he made the offer. when he
Good
made
job, Gary.
Welcome aboard, Gary. Make sure you like me up, bro. No, but
Hey,
for
he
real,
did a decent job last night, but Holiday had your number.
yeah.
No,
I mean,
I don't blame you, Reggie. I don't blame you, Reggie. But go ahead, Randy. Finish your point.
I'm sorry. I'm just thinking about. Oh my god.
I would, but I feel for like some weird, odd reason that the Raptors just wouldn't. I just got this feeling in my stomach that for some odd reason that if the trade was available and the Knicks were like, you know what, screw it, we don't want RJ, we're done with this experiment, let's move on from it. I feel like the Raptors wouldn't take him in a trade just because of that contract. So of course, me
All right,
being a
Almighty,
fan,
you're
I'd
gonna
love it,
find out
but
for
I
that
don't
one.
think so.
Yeah, Almighty, you're
I
gonna
mean,
find
the
out for
thing
that
is
one.
with the thing is with RJ Barrett. I mean, what are the Knicks going to do with them? Because they have so many other young players that can go out there and really get a good amount of playing time. I mean, you got Grimes, you got McBride, you got Quickly, now you got Barrett out there. You have so many good young players that also need time on the court, even in the front court, where you have Obi Toppin as well. The Knicks, like you guys, are such an intriguing. Coach wants to join in, by the way. They have so many young, intriguing players.
I got you.
This is going to be interesting.
All right.
This is going to be interesting. I'd like to hear Randy and Coach go back and forth about a potential deal between both teams, because there have been some links between the Raptors and the Knicks. So, I'd like to hear what you both of you guys would negotiate in terms of a trade, because we are about a couple of weeks away from the NBA trade deadline. So
February 9th, right?
it's very interesting. Yes. So I think it's
All right, Coach.
3
I
weeks
DM
from
you the link.
tomorrow.
Yeah. I can't lie. Knicks in Utah. You trade for Donovan Mitchell was bad. I mean, somebody needs to fire that. Yeah. Wait. Donovan Mitchell's on the Cavs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think he's talking about before he got traded. When the Knicks and the Jazz were talking trade.
Yes, they were talking. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he was trying. That's what SK Reggie's talking about. Is before he got traded to the Cavs. Remember, the Jazz and the Knicks were talking trade, but the Knicks didn't want to get rid of all those draft picks and young players.
Right.
Here he comes.
And now he's on the Cavs dominating.
Hey, Coach.
Peace and blessings, everyone. How you guys doing?
Hello, Mr. Coach.
We're doing
What's
good,
up,
man.
bro?
We're doing good. So
That's good.
we got it. I want you and Randy to talk about this whole trade. What was it, Jeff?
Well, it could be OG Anunoby to the Knicks. Remember we talked about last time on the Heart of the City. There have been a lot of rumors about Anunoby and the Knicks. So the two of you guys can pretty much go back and forth on what you both would want in terms of compensation if a trade between the two teams come about.
Well, if that trade were to start, from a Knicks perspective, if you're going to give up young talent, number one, because of OG's contract, the Knicks are going to have to give up money.
Jeff, I saw that.
Okay, what am I missing?
Sorry, the Mahomes brothers are having a conversation between one another.
Oh, okay.
Guys,
No problem.
meet Juice, meet everybody.
I'm sorry, Coach. Go ahead. Don't mind me. Don't mind me, Coach.
My
Go
God.
ahead.
No problem. No, it's money. You also have to include money. Anytime you do a trade, there are going to be certain factors that are going to be included. And the Knicks, they want to get rid of Fournier. I mean, you're going to have to do that. Now, if you're talking about an RJ, then the Knicks can't trade out Fournier unless you include a 13. I mean, that's really what it boils down to there. But for me, yeah, Fournier is number one. If I got to give up Quickly, and a couple draft picks for him, then yeah, I'm going to do that. Or if I'm going to give up Grimes, then I'm not giving up quickly. So you're either getting one of the three is going to be quickly, Grimes, and Barrett. Those are the three that definitely are going to be traded if you're getting him. But if you're not trading Barrett, then Fournier for me has to be included because of his salary too. So
All right. I just got to say this. Juice, do you have anything else better to do? Like, seriously, this is kind of pathetic. You're going back and forth between accounts saying you're Mahomes. Like, do you have anything else better to do? It's just pathetic at this point. Yeah. So is Fred VanVleet going to get traded? Randy?
Oh, I mean, the writing's on the wall at this point when he declined his 4-year, $114 million contract extension in the offseason. So, I mean, at this point, he's basically auditioning for another team at this point. If he doesn't get traded, he's definitely not coming back in the offseason. So I feel like the teams that are associated to him, which are the Knicks and the Suns, I feel like are potential spots that he might end up landing.
he's not a good fit for the Knicks.
He's not? No.
Not to me.
Because he's a starter, and the Knicks already have a bunch of guys.
Oh, I'm not talking. Sorry, sorry, not. I mistake.
Not for the Knicks. He was
OG
just
for
saying in general.
Fred VanVleet. Sorry.
He was just saying in general.
Oh, okay.
Fred VanVleet traded. I mean,
No, I bet OG. That's why I bet. I didn't mean
gotcha.
associate his name with the Knicks. I mistaken players. I was confused for a second.
No problem.
No, you're good, man. You're good.
Hey, here's another one. Do the Raptors have the gut out there, and do they potentially have the guts to trade on Siakam? Because there's rumors that Siakam might not be back either. Would they trade Pascal Siakam?
No.
Why?
We've done so much to build this man up. We drafted this man. We brought him into the G League. He won a G League championship. We brought him up put him on the bench. He was part of the bench mob that won us our championship in the year that we won it with Kawhi. Right now, he is the leader. He is the guy that the offense runs through on this team. So for me right now, no, I want him back next year.
Isn't he on his final year, or do you got one more?
I believe he's got one more, but he might opt out.
Okay.
Oh, he's probably going to opt out. He's going to want a new deal.
He's making $35.4. He's making $35.4 million this year.
Oh. Okay.
What's his stats this year so far, Randy? How's he doing?
25.5 points per game, 6.4 assists per game. He's shooting 32.4 from three, and he's got 47.7 from field goal percentage. 7.3 rebounds. Go ahead.
I think he's going to opt out. I think he's going to try to get a new deal, lock himself up to a new deal, because with the numbers he's putting up, he's going to try to bet on himself.
Yeah.
Jeez,
Will the Lakers or the Clippers make a move?
Clippers,
I can
yes.
see.
I think the Clippers will.
Clippers, yes. I can't see the Lakers. I just can't. It's like,
what do they have to trade?
The Lakers, besides Westbrook, nothing.
Paul Reeves.
I love Paul. Why would they trade him? Like,
I mean, I'm just trying to think of somebody that might be worth anything. It's not Westbrook. Davis is hurt. Obviously, nobody's going to trade for LeBron James and his contract. I mean, who's worth anything on that team? Not Patrick Beverly. So, Lakers don't really have anybody of value right now on that team. They're a mess. They are epitome of a mess.
They're going to be stuck in this predicament.
The only one for me, honestly, is Westbrook, but it depends on if you're sending him if he's the last piece on a championship caliber team that he could help. And because of his contract being that it's the last year, you're only renting him for half a season. So that's the only value I see on their roster. I mean, like you guys said, Davis, no, too injury prone. LeBron's not leaving LA. He's not with his son out there with what his son is doing. No, he's not leaving there. So
Agreed.
there's nobody else. So it is Westbrook. and only because of those facts. And what team championship wise is just a missing? It's just needing one player. I don't
Mm-hmm.
anybody, no one out west. I mean, he's not going to. He's not going to Boston. He's not going to this. No, and not even the Sixers. Definitely not Brooklyn. So
No.
who else? There's no one else in the East or that's a championship contender that you would say Westbrook would help. So
No.
Now, Coach, I also heard about a rumor today that the Knicks might be closing in on potentially trading Cam Reddish soon. How do you feel about that? There's rumors around maybe him going to Dallas. So,
for what?
how do you feel about the Knicks
Trading him?
trading?
Trading him? What is he? What are you getting back? I mean, just to trade him, just to
There's
trade him?
rumors
No.
about maybe them bringing back Reggie Bullock. Reggie Bullock back to the Knicks. Would you do a straight up Cam Reddish and for Reggie Bullock?
But Bullock is going to do what? Sit the bench? Because who's spot right now? Think about what Tibbs is doing. He's running a 9-man rotation. Who's going to sit? Who's going to sit? You're not going to
Probably
sit
one of those young players.
who? Because the only one
Maybe
you probably would say,
maybe a Miles McBride.
okay, maybe, but then again, who's he helping in the start? Because then you're looking at RJ and Grimes, pretty much. That's it. Because those are the two positions he plays. So I mean, if you're doing it for that, fine, no problem. If you're gonna bring him back off of that, and then what is his money? What is his contract? Are they pretty much close? Or I thought Bullock was making way more money than because the what's on a rookie deal still, right? I think Reddish is on a rookie deal, so
He might be on a rookie deal, or he might have signed another deal. I'm not sure when
no, I think
Reddish came out of college.
he came out the same year as RJ in Zion. They all three of them came out. That's why he went 10th to Atlanta, and then the Knicks traded Knox for him, and he was on his. They were both on rookie contracts.
Oh, that's true.
Cam's making 5.94.
Exactly.
9.5. 9.5.
And what you call it now? If he's making pretty much the same thing, then okay, fine. The money is even. But if I think he's making close to 10 mil, so now you're picking up extra money. For me to do that now, Dallas has to include maybe a first round draft pick.
Yeah, Bullock's making 10 mil.
Exactly. So now for me, you got to include a first round draft pick from Dallas. If I'm going to do Cam Reddish, because that's a young player, even if I say I want to bring him back next year,
Mm-hmm.
and if not, if you want to let him walk, then that's a spot that opens up where Bullock is probably I think 2 years. He has another 2 years, if I'm not mistaken, or even another year. So that's extra money that you're taking on. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Maybe you could find a way to get them to take Fournier's contract.
Right.
Fournier is 17? Now you're going to have to, if you're trading, now let me say this. I will trade Fournier for Bullock in a heartbeat, yes. And I will give up a first round draft pick to Dallas with it. Because I'm getting rid of his money.
Okay.
I got one. How about Reddish and Derrick Rose? Derrick Rose is probably gonna get traded. You give them a veteran point guard that can play behind Luka. Give him some minutes, and then you get back Bullock, and you can get a first round pick. It works. It does work. And I don't know how much Derrick Rose has, but he does make a decent amount of money.
The thing I'm looking at with Derrick Rose, if I'm trading him, to be fair, I mean that's more sentiment. I at least want to send him to where he's going to be at least seriously playing for a championship. Do you really think Dallas is going to be competing for a championship out west?
Yes, they almost did last year. They were close.
And they lost.
They were close.
They lost one of their key players that really pushed them.
Yeah, they
eliminated.
Oh wait, was that last year? They embarrassed the Suns.
Yeah,
Yep.
they beat They beat the number 1 seed last year, and they were in the Western Conference Finals.
One of the key players to do that is with the Knicks now, right?
Yeah, but they have
Jalen
other
Brunson.
guys on that team that are stepping up and filling in the role of what Jalen Brunson provided them last year. They're still
Okay.
a top of the Western Conference team.
Okay, well now if you're saying they're top of the West, then that's fine. And he's going to get and he's going to help them, yes. I mean, I know that they said that's one of the things about Derrick Rose that they want to do is they don't want to just trade him to anyone. They want to trade him where, out of respect for what he's done
Mhm.
for the Knicks and in the league itself. So, and that's what I read. So if that's the case, then I'm looking at, okay, well, first of all, I'm trying not to trade him in the East. That's me,
Yeah.
because I don't want to help one of the Eastern teams get to the championship. I'd rather see him out West. So if I'm sending him out West, okay, Dallas, if you're saying I'm going to get Bullock back for him, okay, that's fine. If I give up Rose and I give up Cam Reddish, okay, I can live with that. I can live with that.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then
Especially when Rose is making $14.5 million too.
Rose is making 14. Then yeah, you probably have to do 1-on-1, or no, you're probably gonna have to throw in the first round draft pick now. You're going the other way.
Yeah.
Because
Which I don't think it's going to bother the Knicks. They wouldn't bother the Knicks. They have so many first-round picks.
we have what 11 first round draft picks over the next
Yeah.
5 years. Or
Yeah, you
something
can waste
like
a first-round pick to
Yeah.
make that deal.
It's why when they did what they did last year to get rid of their first round draft pick, it didn't kill me. I mean, others were upset, but I would say the same thing. What are you going to do with all those draft picks? You get them so you can make a major trade.
Exactly.
So
Oh, wait.
That's
Here's
why
a
the
good
Knicks are so
question.
intriguing.
Yep. Here's a good
Sure.
question. Do you guys think that OKC will make the play-in?
I don't see why not. I don't see why not. They can't. They got a good young squad over there on that team, and the West is very top-heavy.
I gotta look at
Very
this thing.
top-heavy. It's a very top-heavy conference with Dallas. You got Phoenix
They're
is up
10th right
there.
now.
You got Memphis. Yeah, I think they can make the play-in. They just gotta, pass one or two other teams.
I
Absolutely.
mean, right now they're in the 10th spot. Yeah, they're in the play-in right now. They're battling Portland, Phoenix, and the Lakers basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then
So-
above them, you got the Utah Jazz at Golden State at 7, Utah at 8, Timberwolves at 9. So I really think they can. I really
And they're
think
only out, and they're in 10th. But
Uh-huh.
if they go on like a 3-game win streak, they go from 10th to 6th if the other teams in front of them just lose one game because it's
they
really
could do
tight.
something.
21, 23, 22, 23,
Yeah.
23, 24, 22, 22. So it's like
Mhm.
extremely close.
Yeah,
They're
they
Yeah.
could take at least a push for
one
the play-in,
game.
definitely.
Yeah, they're one game out of the 6th spot. So yeah, they can
Yes.
definitely make that. So yeah, they can. I mean, if they continue to play the way they're playing, I mean, I know they gave the Knicks problems. So
Yeah,
They
they
beat
gave my
us.
Raptors problem.
yeah,
No,
so
they're a very good, scrappy young team with a lot of good young
Yes.
talent on that squad. So, and then when they get Chet back next year, watch out for the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're going to become a very viable destination.
I need to see more out of him. I'm sorry.
Out of
just-
who?
Yeah, me too, a little bit.
Chet Holmgren.
Oh, I
it's
need to
just-
see. I mean, I saw him in college and I saw him in the summer league a little bit, but I need to see more. I
yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
I mean, he's now if his body starts to fill out a little bit more, then yeah. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to be him, but he kind of reminds me of KD when he came out of Texas and went to Seattle. Kind of
Yeah.
the same build. They're both very slight of build, but very
Mhm.
skilled, big guys. Or tall guys, not big guys. So, but I just need to see more. I mean, you're getting hurt right off the bat when you're coming in. You didn't even play the season basically. So, it's like, okay, what do I see, and how's he going to fit in with all the other young players over there? Because they're playing together, they're gelling, they're building something. Does he take?
Yeah,
away
they're
from
building
their-
chemistry together. You're right, Coach. What happens? Does he come in and all of a sudden disrupt that whole entire chemistry, or does he just fit in like a nice cog? You're right. We have yet to see that.
And don't they still have quite a few first round draft picks over the next few years?
yeah.
So I mean, I
they're
could see
loaded.
them. I could see them doing something as crazy as, you know what? Let me just trade him in a first round draft pick or two for a superstar. Now, you put a superstar
Mhm.
on that team. Wow.
Because SGA
Wow.
is developing into a superstar right now on that team, and you got a lot of good young talent like Josh Giddey And
Exactly.
we love that
Lou
Dort
Dort.
kid. That Dort kid is
Lou Dort.
very good. Louis Dort
Yeah.
is good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Isaiah Joe, god dang it.
Isaiah Joe is another good young player. They are loaded
Yep.
on terms of young.
Oh,
I like
gee.
Josh Giddey a lot.
Jeff, I didn't know that. He didn't play on my team for 2 or 3 years, and Doc Rivers didn't play him. Gee, I didn't know that at all.
You have a man crush on Dr. Rivers, man.
I just
Yeah,
hate my
yeah.
franchise.
Yeah.
I think it's more
yeah,
aggressive and less hatred.
No.
Yeah,
It's nothing with Doc Rivers. It's
And I've said
it's the top. It's the top.
I think Coach just unlocked the mystery here. I don't think it's a hatred. I think it's a love
truth
love here,
serum.
Mick. I think you fucking in love with this man.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started. Oh, this is
There's a Doc Rivers poster sitting right behind that green screen.
Yeah.
All hail Doc. All hail
His signed
Doc.
jersey
Oh,
just off
hell
the
Doc.
screen. He's got his signed jersey just off the screen, so we can't see it. So every time he looks over, he's like, "I miss you."
We're not worthy, Doc. We're not worthy, Doc.
You know that Doc Rivers was actually traded?
Mhm.
Like, that's just incredible. A coach traded.
Yeah.
oh god.
I've seen it before. It happens. Happens in all
Very,
sports.
very rare.
You
Yeah,
have
we
to be.
know,
You have
we
to be
know.
one of. You have to be an elite caliber type of a coach.
The
Yeah.
Atlanta Hawks series. I mean, that's one. I can go on and on. I don't feel like it though.
Like
But
I said, would you rather have Doc Rivers or Steve Nash? Hmm?
Oh gosh. Just
No.
stop.
I will give you Tibbs. I will
Mhm.
give you Tibbs for him.
Yeah.
right now we're on 16-4 in the last 20. So I can't be so mad right now. But
You're third in the East.
Right.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah, just hold on.
So what? You're
Hold on a
third in
sec.
the Eastern Conference. He's obviously not
Oh,
that bad.
Wait.
I love this name. I love this
Wait.
name. Every time when I see his name, no Mets, no Nets, no Jets. I love it.
What up, no
Wait
man?
for it.
What up, no
Mike
Nets?
Brown and Doc. Oh my God. There's actually this
Playoff
video.
I love a
Nikki, I don't know if you saw this video. It was
No.
like the downfall of Doc Rivers. Like it started his career, and then
Well, I love what Mike Brown is
See
doing
that
with the
video. I
Kings
saw
right
the-
now.
I do
Brown's
too.
doing
I didn't
I
watch
do
it.
job
too for
with
the
the
Kings. I
Sacramento
love
Kings.
it.
That Kings
Now-
team has been playing at a high level under Mike Brown as a head coach.
Now,
Mhm.
let me ask you guys this. I complain about Doc Rivers' rotations, right? Rotations. Is that like, can you say that about any coach in the rotations? Because I've been thinking that as of late.
Yeah.
Hello, Tibbs.
No.
Steve Nash.
Okay,
Nick Nurse.
another
right,
coach
Randy?
that's
Nick
not
Nurse?
ours. I think you can say that about
Randy could,
anything.
Randy could go on a 20-minute tangent about Nick Nurse and his rotations. Right, Randy? How he only plays, what, 5 or 6 people a game?
Exactly.
Right. Nick Nurse is
I,
not a
the
good
coach said it.
either.
He's
You
like
can see it
Tibbs
now.
as well. I mean, like, there's tons of teams out there.
Mm-hmm.
He owes
Yeah.
his
Mhm.
championship to
When it
Kawhi.
comes down to the brass
Lowry.
tacks and the game's close, a coach is going to trust his starting 5 over his bench because let's keep it real, those are the guys that get the most minutes. But to us, when it's crunch time, we want to see the young guys try to get some of those minutes and some of that chemistry. So if anything happens injury-wise, we can trust them on the court in crunch time. But we're not the ones that are in the gym with the coaching staff and so forth. So we just make the videos.
Yeah, but here's the thing about Doc, right? He leads the league of, I think it's in history, of blown playoff leads.
Yep.
3-1. 3-1. 3-1. That's why Havertz getting bounced out in the second round again. We don't have the bench for it, 1.
True.
2,
Magic
Doc can't coach under
consistent.
pressure.
It feels so
people
good to
keep on
finally
bringing
get past
up.
the first round.
Yeah, people keep on telling me, Mitch, go look at that Celtics
Clippers.
team and what he did. I'm like, bro, that guy had Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen.
You can argue
Well, I
they
got
should've
a
won
very,
two
very young
championships
and
at
prime
least.
Ray
They never
Allen.
got one out of it. So you could say he underachieved there too.
You could. It's fair.
I will
We
say,
all
though,
know
the
that.
league
He's
is
a
a very
championship
hard
level
league,
coach for a
especially with the
reason.
parity in the league, to win year to year. You have to build your roster right. You have to allow certain fellas to leave and bring in certain guys that can actually elevate certain areas that you had issues when you went on said championship run. Because I'll keep it real, I'm the only one on this panel here, maybe other than Jeff, that, you know, hasn't seen a lot of championships in our time. And like watching basketball, obviously it comes down to it, who has the most championship and who's the greatest team, blah, 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 blah. But I mean, let's keep it real, Mitch. The parity in the league is so fucking good these past few years that teams that we don't expect, I mean, like Jeff just mentioned, the fucking Sacramento Kings. All of us up here said before the season started that we didn't even expect them to be doing good. And look how great they're doing. The Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean, the list could just keep going on. The Indiana Pacers. Look how well they're playing.
Mitchell. Like, and to that roster, they got Donovan Mitchell. That was like the final piece to the puzzle. So they can make a deep run. I actually have them going to the Eastern Conference Championship.
Do you really think the NBA has a lot of parity? I don't. I still think it's always top heavy. It's always the same for the most part. For the past, few years, it's the same teams.
Yeah, but I mean, look at LA Clippers, so down. Golden State's down. Utah's playing pretty well. You got Sacramento that's doing well. That's what I'm saying. This year and last year, because like, look at the Pacers. They're not going to be this good if they didn't make the moves that they made last year for this year. So the Heat are been, your team's doing pretty darn good. You got the mess that it's in Brooklyn, but they're still finding ways to pull it out. So I mean, like, there's going to be the teams that we always expect on the bottom, like the Hornets, the 76ers, and the Houston Rockets. I hate to say it, but and the San Antonio Spurs, but they don't have like the talent. But all the other teams, they're starting to show that they actually kind of have it a little bit. It just comes down to the coaching.
Mad.
And staying healthy. The healthy thing is too, like with players being in and out of the league so much.
Yeah.
Well, I have an issue with that. I mean, I just think there's too much of this load management BS, which kind of takes away from their bodies getting acclimated to playing a full season. I mean,
sorry, what did you say? You cut out. I didn't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think that right now load management is an issue.
Yeah,
because that's why you. That's
I
why you
brought it up last week. Because the Clippers
talked about this last week, Coach.
Okay.
I brought that up last week because I really think that the NBA.
Tell us your point. Tell us your point, Coach.
Well, I mean, if you go back to the 80s and the 90s, come on now. First of all, your top players played every game unless they were seriously injured, not hurt. Yeah. You know, if you're injured, yes, stay out, get better. But if you're hurt, everyone has bumps and bruises. Sorry, that's because you're playing. Yeah. You're playing a demanding sport, and you're going to
very
get
physical.
It. So you just have to fight through it. Yes, you want to look for your future. You don't want to, you don't want to devastate your body in the future and be a complete cripple per se. But you're not. It's not like you're playing football. I'm sorry. You know, I mean, it's physical, but you're. I mean, MJ is out there playing. God, we've all seen it. This man flew, whatever it is. He's playing through any and everything. You know, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. Larry Bird, the only reason why he didn't continue to play is because of his back. Otherwise, he would have continued to play. You know, so, I mean, now it's, you know, you're resting guys because, you know, they're playing. You don't want them to play 70 games. I mean, I get it. I understand it, but that's BS. You're paid to do a job. I mean, that's your job. You know, and how many of us, if we had the ability, will go out there and play? I've done minor league, semi-pro football. I paid to play football. And you mean to tell me guys in the NBA can't play through a full 82 season? You're tired? Come on. I mean, I get it. I understand. You've earned that right. You know, if that's the rules of the game. But the rules of the game is BS.
It is
BS.
And it honestly, Coach, I think it
Especially
started
when you
with the
pay
Spurs.
especially when you pay thousands of dollars to go watch a game, and then
Mhm.
you get to the game and you're like, "Wow, I'm watching bench players
Yeah.
today." Woohoo!
Exactly.
Yeah.
Say you're a
Yeah.
Clippers. Say you're a Clippers fan and you want to go to the Clippers game
Oh.
and see Kawhi Leonard and Paul George played, and half of the season both of them aren't in there because they're both
Exactly.
either getting load
I'm
management or
telling
they're hurt.
you,
It's annoying.
It
It's sick.
started
I'm
with
sick
the
of it.
Spurs with Popovich. That is when it started, pretty much. Kawhi was sitting out then too. Duncan
Not
was
wrong.
sitting out. Ginobili was sitting out. Parker was sitting out.
But weren't they? They were only doing it probably a couple games towards the end of the season. They weren't doing it throughout the whole season. I mean,
They were still doing it. I mean, Nate,
no, yes, they were still doing it. But what I'm saying is, you weren't having number one, you weren't having it during the middle of the season, and you weren't having as many games. Because if I'm not mistaken, some guys are sitting out. What they're playing if they're healthy the whole season, they're playing 70 games. So you're sitting out 12 games as opposed to 2 games when the Spurs were doing it at the end of the season when your playoff positioning is pretty much secure.
And
We
with
all get
Pop,
that. We all got that back in the days. We did. Your playoffs it's not going to do anything. Give them the rest. All right, fine, no problem. You might have hated it,
Yeah.
but it wasn't a big thing. Now it's I mean, come on, man. I mean, look, I know my Knicks will probably do it with Randall, and I'm saying to myself, he's not that. He's not. No, he should be playing. So for me, load management is a big issue. I hate it. And that's why you start to see these guys getting, these soft tissue injuries because really they're not playing the full season.
They're
They're
not
just not.
conditioned.
exactly.
You're not
Yeah, you're not
conditioned.
wrong. You're not
Like,
wrong.
it was
The
one
year the
thing when you
Raptors
were
won the
in playoff
championship,
spots,
Kawhi only
4
played
games,
in
put 'em
62
out,
games.
But now it's gone to a whole nother level now.
Mm-hmm.
And to go back to the Spurs, Popovich got fined. How many? He didn't get fined
True.
like a lot for
True.
that.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right, you're right.
he got fined for sitting his players a whole lot during the end of the season because he wanted to keep them fresh, ready for the playoffs. And that's why a lot of people do it because they don't want these guys to have too much minutes on during the season, so they want to keep them as fresh as possible getting into the playoffs. But like Coach said, you develop these soft tissue injuries because you're not on the court enough, and you're not giving these guys the type of conditioning and play that they need during the season. Sometimes you just got to get them out there and get them as many minutes as possible, just to keep them, from having some of these soft tissue injuries, some of these minor injuries that they go through in NBA season. So I don't like it. None of us like it. Just
I mean,
get on
the
the damn
Clippers
court.
right now. The Clippers right now are in 6th at 500.
Yeah.
They're 6 right now at 500. Can you imagine if Kawhi and Paul George played every single game? I would take them over
Exactly.
Dallas. I would take them over the
Exactly.
Kings. I would take them over the Pelicans. If they played every single
Yeah,
game,
on a
I would
regular
take them over
basis.
those 3 teams.
They'd still be contenders.
Yes.
You can't consider them contenders because you don't know how much they're going to play.
Mm-hmm.
Too much
Yeah.
doubt.
And isn't Wall out now for some time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got him on fantasy also. I had to drop him and pick up Shake Milton.
I heard they're trying to trade him too. That the Clippers are looking to potentially trade John Wall. I don't know who's going to
That
take him.
contract's going to be tough.
Yeah, who's going to take him at this point in his career? He's also he's always hurt too.
Remember when John Wall was coming out of the draft and everyone wanted him? Like the very first pick?
Mhm.
And Sixers missed out and we got Evan Turnover?
We had Derek Favors. He gave us no favors. Remember, that was the year that the Nets were 10 and 72, the all-time worst record in the NBA regular
No,
season.
Sixers had less. We had 9.
You sure?
We had the lowest record in. Hold on, I'm going to look it up.
I could have
Worst
sworn the
record.
Nets had the worst record in NBA history, but you might
Worst
be right.
record in NBA history.
That's when we clearly should have the number one pick because of the lottery.
No, it's the Charlotte Bobcats. 7-41. I think
That's
there was
right.
like a.
They had 7 wins.
Yeah.
That's right.
Was it an abbreviated season?
Yeah, it was
It was
abbreviated.
7-41.
That was the COVID year or no?
No, this
No,
was
it's
back
just-
in 2011.
Strike season.
Oh,
I think
okay.
that was
The
the
strike
strike
season.
Strike season.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
1998, the Raptors went 16 and 66. So I've been alive for one of them.
Well, the Knicks.
Oh, I've been process
Knicks
years.
just missed out on Zion, and we were what? We had what? We were worse. I think we had what? 19 wins.
Yeah.
Now, Coach, did you want Zion on your team at all? Because some of my Knicks friends didn't even want Zion, honestly.
Look. I'll be honest. When he was coming out, yes, I've been following Zion for the longest.
I have too.
I follow Duke basketball. Yes, I do. And yes, I can't lie. I did want Zion. You know, I said, but the way the draft went, those were my top three. It was Zion, Ja, and then RJ. To be brutally honest, so you know, did it kill me that we didn't get him? Yes, but not to the magnitude that a lot of other Knicks fans were going devastated or whatever. You know, I mean, I also said, yeah, there was also the possibility of his injuries because right now he's not looking like the best play. He has the best talent, but he's not looking like the best player because he's not on the floor all the time. You know,
Mhm.
Right.
the one thing about Ja and RJ, they are on the floor whenever they can be. I mean, RJ, yeah, laceration, but for the most part, he's always out there. You know, so John
Yep.
Morant, we see John Morant to me, hands down, is the best player out of that draft.
Oh yeah.
Period. There's
I can
no.
agree to
Absolutely.
that. I can agree to that. And I've seen Zion play since he was a freshman in high school. He was
Mhm.
like my height. Then the next year, like that growth spurt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Growth
like,
spurt, and then the weight and the power that goes along
Mhm.
with it. He was a man child in his senior year in high school.
yeah,
What do you mean back off, coach? Back off. What's that
because
supposed
it's
to mean?
Zion.
Because he's Zion. He loves Zion.
He's got Zion.
He's a Pelicans fan.
Gosh.
Okay, you can keep him. I'm not saying I want him now. I don't want him now. I'm a coach. The best ability, availability.
Yep.
I agree.
Availability.
You know what? Since we're talking about the draft, here's an interesting one. We're mostly fans of different teams. What was the worst draft pick of your franchise
Okay.
history? In your opinion, what was your franchise's worst draft pick in history?
Cool for the Knicks.
No, I'm just asking everybody.
No, I'm saying you're asking as a Knicks fan for the Knicks, a draft pick for the Knicks.
I got one for the Nets.
I got one for the Sixers.
Mine is Frederick Weiss.
I couldn't hear you. You
Period.
kept cutting
I
out.
thought it was going to be Porzingis.
No,
I heard-
Frederick Weiss.
Oh my god. That was bad. That one was bad, coach.
So I mean, come on, that.
I got
mean-
one, coach. I could maybe top yours. I had Yinka Dare. Remember Yinka Dare?
I remember
He
Yankee.
was
I
bad.
remember Yankee. I
Yinka
remember
Dare
Yankee.
was bad for the Nets.
Yeah. I mean, he looked like, but he was built. But yeah, he was just. Yeah, I give you that one. I give you that one.
All right.
But at least he was on the court. Frederick
That's
Weiss didn't
true.
even make it for the Knicks. Nothing.
No.
Nothing.
Oh,
You
boy.
drafted
said
him in the
Anthony
first
Davis.
round, and then you didn't even show up on the court.
Exactly.
I remember that.
Exactly. I mean,
Who was your
But-
general manager when you drafted? Was that Scott Layton that drafted him? That was Scott
Was it
Layton,
Layton?
right?
I think it was late. Yeah, I think it was late.
Now, Randy, what about you? Because Nikki, I think you and I have like something similar.
Probably.
For me, man, I think it has to be the 1 year we had the first overall pick and we drafted that fucking bum Andre Bargnani. Oh my god,
Oh.
man.
Oh, I remember
God.
Bargnani. He was a
yeah.
Nick
You guys
too.
remember that guy? You guys remember that bum?
Hello.
You guys remember
He was
him?
on the- yeah,
He was on the
Knicks
Knicks.
picks too. We gave y'all fleeced us for him. So come on.
Yes,
Come on. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
that was the 2006 NBA draft. He went first.
Mm.
LaMarcus Aldridge went second. Adam Morris went third. Tyrese Thompson went third. Sheldon Williams went fifth. Brandon Roy went sixth. Randy Foye went seventh. Rudy Gay went eighth. Patrick O'Brien went ninth. And Mohamed Sine went 10th. JJ Redick was 11th.
Out of all of those guys, there's probably 4 good guys out of that draft pick.
Yeah.
Out of those drafts.
All
I
right.
like Brandon Roy a lot. Brandon
Raja
Roy a
Rondo
good
was
player
drafted
coming out of college, being a
21st
Hawk.
overall by the Phoenix Suns. And Kyle Lowry was drafted 24th overall by Memphis that year.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I
Nikki,
like
Tucker
good
was
Roy.
taken in that
Brandon
draft
Roy
too.
was good.
Oh, PJ Tucker.
Brandon Roy was a good player coming out of college. The problem
Yeah.
with Brandon Roy is he always kept getting
Always
hurt. That was his
Yeah.
biggest issue. He
Brandon
got hurt
Roy
a
was
lot.
such a talented player.
What could have
He
Talented.
just
been?
always got hurt
Go-
during the
go
NBA.
ahead.
That's why his career
Go
So,
was
ahead.
Nikki, who do you think?
Markel Fultz, because the ceiling was so high and flopped so badly.
Okay. All right. I mean, everyone said that. My friend said Ben Simmons. Not me. A friend of mine said Ben Simmons.
All right,
not
let's
me.
just be real. Let's just be real. Is any of these picks worse than Michael Olowokandi? Do you remember Michael Olowokandi from the
Yeah, out of
Clippers?
Pacific. Played
Out
at
of
Yeah.
yeah.
Michael Olowokandi with the Clippers was pretty bad.
No, let me say this. He wasn't bad. He was drafted in the wrong spot. If he was lower in the first round, I don't think anybody would have said he was a bad draft pick. It's
You know
because
what?
he went first. He went first overall.
So I got a list right here of Sixers worst 5. Number 5, Leon Wood. He was the 10th overall pick in 1984 draft.
Referee.
Yeah. And then John Stockton was selected right after him. And then 4, Sharon Wright in the 1994 draft, the 6th pick. Eddie Jones and Jalen Rose were after that. Number 3, Markel. There's a Tatum, Mitchell, Bam. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about this one, but it's kind of Larry Hughes.
Larry Hughes was good.
He was,
He was
good.
underrated.
How
He
is-
was
Well, because
underrated.
he
We
didn't
could have
do
had
anything
Dirk.
for the
We could have had Dirk and
Sixers.
Paul Pierce.
Oh,
That's fine.
okay.
Because he was
Well,
on the Wizards when he was good.
but you're comparing him to other players. Okay, that's
And
different.
then, you ready for this? The 2nd overall pick in the 1993 draft, Sean Bradley. We
What?
took him.
Oh, I forgot about Sean Bradley,
Yeah.
the big white
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah, he got
It's on my team.
He got injured on a
Jam.
bike accident.
Mm-hmm.
And then we took him over Penny Hardaway, Jamal Mashburn, and Isaiah Ryder.
Wait a minute. Juice.
Nikki is fine.
Juice.
It's fine.
Juice. What do you mean by you drafted Kobe and immediately traded him? Kobe said he wasn't going to play with y'all, so they had to work out a trade.
Yeah,
He
wasn't playing with
Yeah,
them.
Kobe
He
didn't want to
wasn't-
play.
They played
Yeah.
with you, so they traded to
I
get
think
something for
personally,
him.
they wanted Vlade Divac, and they figured if we draft him, we can get whoever we want from the Lakers. And I think that's why they did it.
Mm-hmm.
That was smart business. It wasn't a bad trade. It was just you knew that the player wasn't gonna go there. He just wasn't. What are you gonna do? You draft him, he's gonna sit, or he's gonna hold out and cause you more problems and be a bad PR? No. You get something for him, and at least they got something for him. And
Now,
at the time, who really thought Kobe was gonna go blow up to be Kobe Bryant that we know now? You thought he was gonna be a good
Yeah,
player.
nobody thought Kobe Bean Bryant was going to be Kobe Bean Bryant, but
No.
Kobe Bean Bryant.
Right.
Hmm.
You can't
Um,
you can't draft him and make sure he doesn't want to leave, because if he just says I'm not gonna play, I'm gonna hold out, then what? You're gonna look back
Yeah.
and you
What are you going to
wasted a
do?
draft
You can't force him to play.
You wasted
Exactly.
a draft pick. You waste it, and it's going to sit, and eventually he's going to win because you're going to get tired. Your fan base as a whole is going to be arguing and yelling and eventually say, get rid of him. You didn't know what he was coming out of high school. He was out of high school, so you really, yeah, he had a little name for himself, but we know the final product. So yes, because of the final
Yes.
product, yes. It looks bad, but at the time, no. You got Vlade Divac, a veteran player, as well as who else was included in that trade? I forgot who's included in that trade. But no,
oh,
you
I
got
forget. It's gonna
Yeah.
bother me now.
no. I'm gonna look it up now.
Okay. Here's another one for the Sixers, Nikki. I don't know how you feel about it, but Jahlil Okafor.
Before.
I didn't think he was that terrible. He wasn't
He was
great,
not
but
bad. He was just in the
No.
wrong era.
There's a
He was in the wrong
forgettable
era.
player.
I actually agree with that. The type of player he was, he would be better back in like the 90s basketball.
Yes,
90s,
exactly.
2000s than
Yes.
he is for nowadays. This is the type of player he was. He doesn't fit this new era of basketball in terms of centers. So, but he's not
Remember
that
when
bad.
he played with Anthony Davis? Oh my God!
Yeah, I do remember that. He
I
actually had some
remember
decent
the
moments
exact
over the
game.
Sixers.
I was studying for my history test,
Did he play with the
and I was
Lakers
making
too?
a list for
Coach,
everything for my
Coach.
history test.
Yeah.
The Hornets had the 13th pick in the 1996 draft. They
Mhm.
selected the high school star Kobe Bryant, but soon traded him to the Lakers for Vlade
Lakers.
Divac and Anthony Mason from the New York Knicks,
That's-
and then signed free agent Tony Smith during the offseason. So like they went and got a whole bunch, like you said, veteran
Yeah.
guy studs.
Yeah, I remember Mason on the Hornets, man, because that's my dude as a Knicks. That was my
Yeah.
dude. So
Yeah.
yeah, you ended up as a Hornet. You got your money's worth at the time.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
Johnny Flynn was a bad pick. I have to admit that. As
Yeah.
well as you drafted 2 point guards back to back, because that was also Ricky Rubio too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So tonight, you know how your Nets, Jeff, are playing the Phoenix Suns.
Tomorrow
So-
we're playing them.
Oh, it's tomorrow? Oh, I thought it
Yeah.
was tonight.
Tomorrow we're
how,
playing
do
them
you,
on TNT.
how do you feel about playing against Cam Thomas, who's coming back?
You mean campaign?
No. What's it, Payne or
Or
Thomas?
Cam? It's either. I think it might be Cam Johnson. We have Cam
Oh,
Thomas.
Johnson. My bad.
I mean, he's a good play. He's a good young player on that squad. They're playing without Devin Booker right now, so Cam Johnson's return is only going to help out the core of that Suns team. I mean, we have our own problems right now. I mean, I don't know if Kyrie Irving is playing. I mean, he missed last night because of a calf strain, so hopefully that Kyrie Irving is going to play, because what the Nets are showing me right now is this team can't play without Kevin Durant. They have a Kevin Durant problem. When he's not out there, this team just is not the same team. So that's why when we're talking about a true MVP, you got to talk about Kevin Durant as an MVP player, because when he's not playing, the Nets are 1,000% a different team. Simmons had a triple-double last night. Simmons has not been as god-awful as people are saying him out to be. He's just not a scorer. But he's going
No,
out
he's
there.
playing
He's
pretty
getting
good D
done
when I watch you do your live.
Yeah, his defense
When I'm
is
watching
not
Jeff do his
bad.
play-by-play, fucking Simmons
And
is
he had a
killing it D.
triple-double. And he had a triple-double. He's not been bad. He's just not a
You know
scorer.
who was bad for you? You know who was bad for you last night, though? Joe Harris.
Joe Harris has been horrible this year. I would get rid of him in second, but they can't trade him because nobody wants his contract. He's just making way too much money. So they signed him to a $72 million deal a couple of off seasons ago, and they tried to ship him off for John Collins, but the Hawks said no, they don't want that deal. So the Nets got a problem because they have no
18.6
front
mil.
court. Yeah, 18.6 mil for a guy that didn't score any points last night. They have a problem with their inconsistent depth right now. They're good, but they're just inconsistent. So we have our problems right now on this team. We have no front court depth. Our front court depth is not good, besides Claxton, who's playing
Right.
out of his mind right now.
Yeah.
I like
And,
Nick Claxton. I like that kid.
Me too.
You
I
know
love that
what?
kid.
I just found this the other day. I forgot to take a screenshot. Nicholas Claxton. He said that he should be Defensive Player of the Year, and I know, Jeff, you've been saying that like all season long so far. But is there another player up there you can say like
Brook
it's neck and neck?
Lopez. Brook Lopez is playing like a defensive player. Brook Lopez for the Bucks. He's playing great
Yeah.
on defense too. That's another guy you can throw out there. You could obviously throw out Marcus Smart. As much as I don't like him, he's a defensive stopper out in the court. I mean, there's other guys out there that you could say are defensive players of the year. Embiid. You always got to throw Embiid in there. He is a great defensive center. So
Yeah.
I'm just saying Claxton, call me biased, because the guy has been a monster right now in the middle of that defense. He's got about three
He's
blocks
averaging
a
like
game.
3 blocks a game. Yeah.
Yeah, he gets at least
It's
3-4
insane.
blocks a game. He's got at least over 8 rebounds a game. He's even scoring now on the offensive side. So Claxton has turned into one of the best centers in the NBA by what he's playing right now. He deserves the contract that the Nets gave him this offseason. And I do not doubt he should be in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year. And that's why out of anybody on this team, Claxton is as close to untouchable on this basketball team as possible with how good he's playing. I would not trade Claxton for anybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got to keep him. He's your defensive
No.
anchor. You got to
Yes.
keep him.
And he's scoring now, too. He had 15 points last night. So the guy
Oh,
can put it in
wow.
the basket as well. His offensive game has improved, too. I'm not
Yeah.
trading Claxton for anything at all. He's been terrific this year.
Yeah, I would take him. I'm
Well,
kidding.
you already have Embiid, so you don't need him.
No, I'm in for a backup center spot.
Yeah, that's not happening.
I
I'll take Embiid. He could be my backup center to Claxton.
did not just hear that, but Randy,
No,
who's
you
your
heard that.
defensive player of the year so far?
I mean, shoot, man. I mean, Jeff kind of hit all the key ones. But for me, I like what I've seen from Bol this year. I mean, the kid's definitely stepped up. Walker Kessler, that kid out of Utah, definitely showing that he
Yeah, I
also
like
belongs
Walker.
in the
That's
NBA.
an underrated pick. I like him
Yeah.
a lot.
You know who's like Evok Zubac? He's been playing
Zubac.
pretty solid too.
Oh, the
for
kid from the Clippers, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even though like you said, they've had so many bodies in and out, he's been the mainstay on that team that's been there for the team like beginning to end. So for me, I like him as well. But I got to go with like what Jeff said. You know, Claxton's been playing pretty good, but I want to hear what Coach has to say.
It's hard for me because as a Knicks fan, where I'm at, I don't get to see the games as much, only if they come on TNT.
There's another one,
Oh.
Jaren Jackson Jr.
So I have to digress to all of you guys. You guys are more invested because you're seeing the games a lot more than I am. But I mean, being in the Nets territory, I do see a little bit of Claxton. He has been playing a lot better than I thought. I mean, I will say I did think, because of his smallest frame, he would get bullied a lot more. But he's been able to hold his own. So, of course, Marcus Smart, being that he's able to handle himself on the wings. I mean, that's the biggest thing with him. He has that attitude, that temperament that I love as a former player and as a coach. I
can't
love guys
stand
that with that. Who? Marcus Smart?
I can't. Well, you know why? For like a competitive reason, I can't stand him. He's like a
See,
gnat.
Oh my
He's like a
God,
gnat
dude.
you want to
What
swat
he is-
away.
What he is he's the player when you're playing against him you hate, but you
Exactly.
love when he's on your
Mhm.
team.
You're
I
right.
mean, it's like PJ Tucker. PJ Tucker is
Mhm.
that type of dude. When he's not on your team, you hate him, but when he's on your team, he gives you that nastiness. He's that junkyard dog. He plays with
That's
that
like Bruce
feistiness.
Bowen.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
yes,
That's a great,
exactly.
great
Perfect.
one.
Yes.
Bruce Bowen
So
was one of those guys. That's true.
I just saw somebody the other day who no, I'm sorry, that was in college. I'm sorry, never mind. Scratch that. So
You know who's also another one? Bruce Brown with the Nuggets.
Yes.
He's another
Yes.
one of those defensive-minded players that just goes out there
was-
and he's like a pest. He's a
he was
pesty type
he
player.
was on you guys with you guys
Yeah.
last year, right?
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
one of those intangible
Yeah.
players on the Nets that would just be like that pesty type player that would be able to lock you up on the defensive end, and then he'd be able to even at times score points for you. Look at the Nuggets. The Nuggets are the best team in the Western Conference, and Bruce Brown's acquisition has a lot to do with that. So,
I got him on a
Guys that know
fantasy
those
team as
players.
well.
yeah. And Jaren Jackson Jr. is another great one. When he's
I like
healthy, that
Jaren
guy's
Jackson
a
a
very,
lot, but
very good power
he
forward.
gets injured though.
No, he does. He gets injured a lot, but when he's healthy, he's a great complementary second piece on that team with Ja Morant, and obviously Desmond Bain as well, has really elevated his.
I
game
like
for that team.
Ethan Bain. I like Desmond Bain.
Yeah,
That Bain is really good. He's
So-
elevated his game big time.
Nikki,
And the name.
you're probably,
Namesake as well.
Yes.
Nikki, you're probably going to agree on this. What I'm about to say. I wish it could have been Matisse Thybulle if he got more minutes. There you go.
Yeah, what happened to him?
Doc doesn't play him.
Doc Rivers, apparently.
No, he doesn't play
Yeah.
anybody.
So it's Doc's fault.
Unless
When
he's
I was at the
veteran.
Sixers and Lakers game with my dad, and we were like, "Where's Thybulle?" We were just like, "Where the hell?"
Well, I'll
is
say
Thybulle?"
with coach's team, I think Quentin Grimes can develop into a terrific defensive player.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
I look at. And Miles McBride, too. I've been
McBride,
big on both those guys. I think they're terrific young defensive players on that team.
It's about
Both of
time
them.
it's about
Bam and
time that
Giannis, yeah.
Tibbs Tibbs continues to play them. It is about time. What if I, Jeff? You know, I've been crying about this for the longest. That
Mhm.
they should have been playing the young guys from the get go.
You,
Those
you,
guys
you.
would be elite. Exact. The defense that Tibbs wants to play, they were perfect. It's just that
Mhm.
Tibbs, what is it? He has this hard on for veterans. That's really what it
Mhm.
boils down to.
Mhm. Yeah, you're
So,
right.
I mean, you guys up in Toronto, y'all don't realize y'all have a hidden gem. He's from my school. I love him to death. Ron Harper Jr. The
Yeah.
kid
Oh,
can
Coach,
play.
don't get me started. I told these guys last week about him, and I said I need to see more
He
minutes
did.
out
He
of him.
did.
They asked him. I was banging the
he did.
drums until
He
the
did.
sun came up. I'm like, I need me some Ron fucking Harper Jr. Damn it!
Exactly. I mean, the kid can play. He has the
Mhm.
nastiness. He's not afraid of
Yes,
the big shot. He will play defense. He will play. He will guard for any
He's got his
position. One
father.
to
He's got
five.
his father's type of gumption
yep.
that
Exactly.
he had with the Bulls.
All three of them, all four of them. I'm
Mhm.
going to include their mother because their mother was the same way when she played in
Mhm.
college. But their brother Dylan, top 5-star kid, same thing. They all play with that nastiness. They play. They bring the street ball mentality to organized basketball, and they're good at it. You know, you could sit and
Coach,
say, "Well, his shot is awkward," but it's effective. It's effective.
Coach, he was interviewed by a local radio station out here in Canada, and
Mhm.
they asked him. They were like, what do you think you get the most from your family via basketball? And he says that tenacity on the defensive side. He
Mhm.
said, my dad
Mhm.
always told me, you work, you bring your lunch pail to the defensive side, that O will just come to you like ice cream out of a fountain, baby. He's like,
Mhm.
it's simple. You bring your lunch pail, you work your ass off on the defensive side, that ball will fall in the basket easier than you could ever think. He's like, honestly, for my mom and dad and family, our blood was bestowed upon playing
Mhm.
strong, hard man
Ex-
defense. And you're right, like
Exactly.
he's killing it in the G League right now. Like he is
Hmm.
killing it.
Exactly.
Ron
I
Harper
mean,
and
that's
Ron Harper was a terrific defensive player for the Bulls
exactly,
years ago. He fit
exactly.
in
And he,
so well with
but
Jordan, Pippen, and
it's
those guys.
not
When I believe
Cleveland.
Ron Harper
Cleveland.
wasn't he on the Clippers?
No, Ron Harper. This is his first year. He was at Rutgers last year.
No, his
Last.
father, his father.
His
Oh, his
father, Ron
father.
Harper Sr.
Yeah, he was with the Clippers. He was with
I,
the.
I, I
Yeah,
believe when the
Bulls.
Bulls made that trade, he was averaging
Bulls.
like 21 in a game, but Michael Jordan didn't ask for him for his offense. He wanted that D. He wanted that lockdown defender.
Well, he wanted that because he was with Cleveland first, so he was there when
Okay.
you had Cleveland with Nash and you had Doherty, and I mean, and they were and he's the one that would stick on Jordan. He would stick
Mhm.
with Jordan, and he would give Jordan a whole lot of problems. So yeah, it
Well, what
Yep.
the
trickles
fifth?
down, and Ron Harper Sr. taught his boys very well on how to play
Yes.
basketball. And like you said, yes, they play defense. They love getting those steals and play the passing lane. And once they get it, they're off and running because those are easy points, or it gets you to the foul line, and you'll make pretty decent free throw shots. And I know he was killing it down in the G League. I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah.
It was just, and I kept saying it's going to be a matter of time before he comes. Because coming out of high school, he was a 2-star recruit. Nobody wanted him,
Wow.
Mhm.
and it was just like, and all he says is, "I'm just going to continue to prove people wrong."
He's motivated. Yeah.
Exactly. But he's
Got
also
that chip on his
confident.
shoulder.
He's confident.
Yeah.
He knows he's an NBA player. And I will not be surprised, just like y'all talked about Siakam, he's going to be one of your stars in the future. Y'all better hold on to him
Yeah.
because I know
Yeah.
if
I
he
hope
were
so
to come,
too.
believe you me, right now, bro, I will give you RJ for him. That's how much I think about him. That's how
Just
much
straight
I
up,
think
I'll give
about
it to you. It's done. It's already
There you
being
go.
it's being
You
done
Ron
call me
with
Harper
the
crazy.
Jr.
Getting
or
more
RJ
money.
Barrett.
Call me crazy, call me a homer. It's just, he has it. I mean, he also has that New York City mentality when it comes to
swag.
playing basketball. Because you play ball around here.
Go watch his G League games. If you guys have NBA
Yes,
TV, go watch some of his G League
yeah,
games.
I've
He's
seen him.
destroying it down there. Yeah.
I've he reminds me of Miles McBride. McBride was doing the same damn thing last year. McBride was
Mhm.
averaging 30-something
He could
points.
be like a Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole came from the
Exactly.
G League, and look at him. He was a big
Bingo.
player on that Golden State
Bingo.
championship team.
Great,
He could
great,
be like a Jordan Poole, pretty much.
great point, Jeff.
Hey.
Great point.
Mhm.
Hey guys, let's do predictions. I gotta end the show early. I got something I gotta do.
I'm
So
very
unless you
careful.
guys want to keep going, that's up to you. If you
I
guys
gotta
want to
get
keep
ready
going,
for
that's
my-
fine.
I got
And
my
then,
show in an hour, so I got to jump off soon anyway.
All right.
Okay, yeah, you got your own show. I'll stay tuned for that. Yeah. Wizards and Knicks.
Next.
Knicks.
Knicks.
Bradley Beal's back.
Knicks still.
Knicks.
Nikki?
And not because Coach is here. I'm not saying that because
Okay.
Coach is here either.
I don't trust
Wizards.
the Wizards. I'm taking the Knicks.
Yeah.
No, you're right. You're right. But something inside me is saying Wizards. Something inside me is saying Wizards after what I just saw the other day with the Knicks.
I'm going Wizards. Nikki, what about you?
Next.
Yeah, I'm the only one. All right.
Mm.
Hawks and Mavericks.
Mavs.
Mavs.
Mav.
Max.
Yeah, I'm taking the Mavs.
All
I
right.
don't trust
Hornets,
the
Rockets. Hornets,
Oh, God.
Rockets.
Oh, my
Hornets,
God.
Rockets. Where are they playing at?
Houston.
I'm taking Houston.
I'm going
I'm taking
Hornets.
Charlotte.
I'm going Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Rockets.
Houston.
This is a real good game. Cavaliers and Grizzlies.
Ooh.
Where?
Memphis.
Memphis.
Ooh, where's it at?
Memphis.
I'm taking Memphis.
Grizzlies.
Memphis. I'm taking Memphis at home.
Yeah.
I'm going the other way. I'm taking Cleveland. I like
I'm
Cleveland.
going Cleveland.
Yeah. I like
I'm
that
going
Cleveland
Cleveland.
team.
Okay.
Miami Heat and the Pelicans.
Pels.
Pelicans.
Where?
New Orleans.
Pels. Miami.
You're going Miami, Randy?
Wait, is
Yeah.
Ingram back? Brandon Ingram back, right?
No.
No, I'm still taking the Pels.
You're going Miami, Randy?
Yep.
CJ McCollum's on fire. Randy, you're by yourself. I'm going New Orleans. Pacers, Thunder.
Where's he playing at?
OKC.
Thunder. I'm taking
Thunder.
Pacers.
Pacers.
I'm going Thunder. Shea is
Thunder,
averaging
no
Benedict
30.
doubt.
Mathurin. Benedict Mathurin's gonna have a game.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm still taking the Thunder.
Clippers.
That team impressed me.
Clippers at Utah.
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 It's in
I'm
you.
going
It's in
Utah.
Utah.
Yeah, Paul
Is-
George
is-
is not
is
playing.
George-
So Utah.
What a shock. Is Leonard playing? Is Kawhi playing?
Yes. I think Kawhi is, yes.
Yeah, quite like.
Yeah, but marketing is playing crazy out there too this year,
he
isn't
is.
Didn't he get injured?
He is. Market has been great.
he? Is he injured?
He might have gotten banged up.
I think he's back. No, he played the other night. He's playing.
Yep.
taking
Timberwolves,
Utah.
Nuggets.
Nuggets.
Nuggets are the best teams in the West.
Nuggets.
Jokic is playing like a madman right now.
All right. Kings at
Kings.
Lakers.
Kings.
Oh my God, Kings. De'Aaron Fox is gonna go
Is
off.
AD
Sabonis, too.
playing? Is
I don't
AD
think so.
playing?
I don't
Kings.
think so.
No, I think he's out still.
I think he's still out. All right. So we're all going Kings here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
All right.
AD
guys.
still out.
80, yeah. He's gonna be out for a little bit longer. But thank you guys for coming to the Pick and Roll Podcast, episode 8. We had as many as like 20 people at one point. Like, you guys are amazing. Thank you all for your support. And next week, Pick and Roll episode 9. You guys want to say anything before we close out?
Thank you for a fun show. Looking forward to next week.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
If Coach can make it next week, that'd be cool. So we could have a Nick on the panel. That'd be sweet. But I mean, it's up to
Yeah.
you two because you
I
guys
I
are the
have
ones
to
that run
talk
the
to my
show.
guy
So.
Bobby. I want to talk to my guy Bobby because he's a Boston guy. I'll talk to him.
No, I'm
I'll talk to
playing.
him.
I'm only playing. I'm playing.
Yeah.
I'm not playing. I don't want a Boston person on. What are we going to hear?
Nah.
We're going to hear about Boston and again?
Uh,
Oh, they're so great. They're wonderful.
No.
They're amazing
Hey,
again. They're
you
the
know he's a
best.
realistic one. He said he would trade Tatum. He said he would trade Tatum over Brown.
What?
What?
I told you that in
What?
the beginning. I told you that like a week or two ago.
I know, but why? I wouldn't trade either one of those guys. Neither one of
No,
them.
if it came down to it.
Don't care. I would not trade either one of those two. No.
All right.
I'll
I trade
take
Robert
them.
Williams before I got rid of those guys.
Yeah, I
All
would
right,
too.
guys. We're about to lose. Everyone's about to lose it here, so make sure you like, subscribe.
Can I trade Marcus Smart just to get him off that team, please? I'm so sick of him.
You know, I was at the game when Marcus Smart pushed Embiid.
I got to admit, he's got balls. That guy has got balls the size of grapefruits. He's the
Marcus
players
Smart.
he is.
Marcus Smart will end up being a
All
nut.
right.
Oh, my
All right,
God. Can
guys.
you
We're gonna
imagine?
head on out.
All right,
Have a
fellas.
good one, guys.
All right.
You
Take
too.
it easy, everyone.